Calitco in Lebanon, Tennessee. We are going to be having a live stream tonight. That's probably no news to you because we do this every single night, Monday through Saturday. We sell records live right here on Facebook and YouTube. This is Thursday night, November something, and tonight we're going to be selling some incredible autographs. We got some fantastic stuff going up for auction, including Japanese with Obies, autographs, etc., etc. We've already got some commenters. Thank you and welcome. Let me go ahead and get this feed officially shared. Please go ahead and do the same thing. Let's cross our fingers, hope and pray that the feed doesn't act up tonight like it has all week. I really need it to be good to me tonight because we have an important show going on. So let's do incredible autographs going up for auction tonight. Let's hit exclamation point on that, and let's share that in a couple places. Let's see here. Let's also get this link copied. But welcome everybody. When you're on, please say hi. Let's get this shared everywhere we possibly can. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. All right, there's that. There's this post I made. Let me copy it there. Look at this post on Facebook. Well, I don't like that. It looks like spam. They're copying some stuff in there now. Let's see here. Let's copy it here. Live now. All right. I can't see comments right now, but we are here. There's that. And let's see if I shared it everywhere. Did I just comment it there? I did comment it there. Okay, now let's go over to the Calitco page. Yeah, last night I thought about doing it old school. That run across my mind, Craig. That had run across my mind, but that really knocks out all the YouTube viewers for sure. Get this posted here. Live now. All right, and let's see. Let me comment this here. Let's see. Live now. Let me post that. Probably could do that. Okay. Now, there's one other place. I need to share that. Where's this group at? Okay, yeah, there's that. I'm almost done. You probably can hear me mumbling in the back. Let's see. Autographs. All right. Okay, so there's that. And now let's get over to YouTube and get that shared on our Instagram story. Let's see here. There's our live. Let's go to copy link and let's get that over here on our story. All right, so I'm about ready. Let me delete last night's story. Like I said, let's cross our fingers and hope tonight we have a good feed. I hope we do. Let me delete last night's old story and let's post for tonight. Alrighty, let's see here. Did I even have a photo of an autograph? Where's James Taylor at? There we go, we'll use that. I don't know if I even want to sell him tonight. And James Taylor actually might not be for sale. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to do a last minute decision. I hope somebody has to literally beg me to put it up because that's one I really want to keep. So when I started promoting it and put it in the video, I used it for the thumbnail. I was like, what am I doing? I don't even really want to sell this. So as y'all know, I don't keep, had that discussion the other night. I don't keep as much as I used to in this business. I used to keep everything. I used to keep all kinds of stuff, but not anymore. I've had to be very selective. So let me get over here and grab our first. We're gonna go straight into new vinyl, and I'm gonna go ahead and start putting up some autographs. And we got Japanese tonight too. So these two crates right here is the new stuff. Those two are pre-sold. And let's go through this crate right here. Did something come out of the printer over there, Seth? Yeah, it looks like it. I'll take whatever has come out of the printer. I would greatly appreciate that. Any good licorice tonight? Let's see. Any good lingerie? Oh, I thought that said licorice. I don't have either. Seth, how about you? Okay. Please, 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 please put JT up. Well, how about we do, what about if I sell a James Taylor autograph, but not Sweet Baby James? We'll take a look at it. We will take a look at it. That's what I tell my mom and everybody that works here when they ask me something. My words is, let me take a look at it. We're going to take a look at it. That's usually what I say. Let me take a look at it, which means I'm going to think about it. All right. So let's go ahead and start off with an incredible, let's start off with a autograph right off the bat. How about Eric Burden and the Animals? And I'm going to grab a Japanese vinyl. Let me grab a Japanese LP here. Seth, I'm just going to grab this stuff and look at it and sell it on the fly. We have 2 LPs here. I'll actually get those started in just a second. Let me set these crates off to the side. Boy, we got stuff everywhere. There's crates. And first thing, while I'm getting everything officially set up, tomorrow is an in-store sale. So we opened the store at 10 o'clock tomorrow. 10 o'clock tomorrow, the store will open. John and Ed will be here, and Doug. And I may be here later in the afternoon, but we're having a $1 sale. Actually, let me turn the camera over here for those that's local. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Right there behind some of my mom's, you can't see it. Right behind some of my mom's t-shirts and clothes, maybe you can see some of these crates and boxes, but this whole half of the store is already set up for the $1 sale. So $1 records over there if you come here tomorrow morning. They're going to probably trying to be adding some stuff throughout the day, and then Saturday it's going to be basically a whole new setup. Hundreds, if not thousands, of more dollar records. We have, as y'all well know, probably about 100,000 LPs in the back, and we put out 10 or 12 crates every day, whether for the sales or 5 or 6 crates every day, including getting stuff ready for auctions. We process quite a bit. But, man, we have a lifetime of records to sell. So every once in a while, we'll just dig through a bunch and put them out for $1 here in the store. So here's our first 2 auctions tomorrow. Our first 2 auctions, or not for tomorrow, our first 2 auctions right now. This is a JSA authenticated copy of Eric Burden and the Animals Animal Tracks. I have not actually cleaned the vinyl yet. Most of these LPs, just FYI, we hadn't really done much with the actual vinyl. Most of them, though, are very nice. This one's probably about a VG copy, uncleaned. It is autographed by the frontman and the lead singer of The Animals, which is Eric Burden. We've had his autograph before. Very cool signature there. Eric Burden. It's JSA authenticated. It's one of their original albums, too, Animal Tracks. One of their original albums. We got to get out of this place. Don't let me be misunderstood. That is going to be a $55 start. Autographed copy of Eric Burden and the Animals, Animal Tracks. That's up for bid for a $55 start. And it is JSA authenticated. That's our first auction of the night. Our second auction tonight is going to be a Japanese copy of Wings at the Speed of Sound. That is Paul McCartney. He was in a band after the Beatles called Wings with his wife Linda and Denny Lane, and they put out some pretty good music. And this is one of those albums, Wings at the Speed of Sound. This is a Japanese pressing. The vinyl's near mint minus and pristine. It has a Japanese insert with it. It also has the original inner sleeve, extremely nice copy with Obi, $45 start. That is a Japanese pressing. That is now up for bid. So Eric Burden's already got bids. Wings is a $45 start. New vinyl. We've got 2 full crates, okay? They're packed. So that's about the equivalent of, I think, about 4 crates. I've got 2 full crates packed of new vinyl. The first thing is a very nice restock. I'm always glad to see these come in, of Kiss Unplugged. 2 LP. These are all new and sealed. This is the 2014 remaster of Kiss Unplugged, and that is the exact replica of the album that came out in the early 90s. I think it even has a poster with it. So Kiss Unplugged is $44.99. We have 3 of those available. We got a restock of A Perfect Circle, 13th Step. That's a 2 LP, new and sealed gatefold. I have 1, front and back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages of waiting list and pre-orders. We have a 13th Step. Sean Mankel, I don't even have to look it up. You're somewhere in here. You're right there on top. There you are. You already got a copy pulled, so I have 1 copy left. That is A Perfect Circle 13th Step, and that is $39.99. Eric Burden's at $60, and the Wings is that Don Alker at $45. So I got 1 extra copy of that. We did get a restock of Jimi Hendrix BBC Sessions from the other night, and when I was looking at it, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool for $39.99. And then I realized it was 3 LPs. That's a 3 LP set. That is BBC Sessions, Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy's legendary recordings for the British Broadcasting Corporation, radio and television. That is a 3 LP, and there was 3 people on a waiting list for that. There was 3 people, Brian C., Fred Carnell, and Leslie Silvley. So I got 2 extra copies, and that is $39.99. Jimi Hendrix BBC Sessions, $39.99. Brooks Valder wants PC, Perfect Circle. First sell of the night out of the bins. Go to Brooks Valder. And up that under auctions, Debbie Blair's at 60 on the Animals, going once, going twice. Don Alker's at 45 on Wings, going once, going twice. Finally, we got a restock of the new Rolling Stones album, and this is on the clear vinyl. If you don't have a copy of Hackney Diamonds already, we've got 2 extra copies. That's $39.99 for the Rolling Stones Hackney Diamonds. And Edward Star Wars, you was one of the last people from that original pre-order we ran out of. So, Edward, you got one. I had you on a waiting list, and I've got 2 extras. That's the new Rolling Stones album, Hackney Diamonds, $39.99. Paul Brothers wants a Jimi Hendrix. I will start trying to get into some requests. I see somebody requesting Rob Zombie. There's been 3 Kiss requests already. I will try to get to those very quickly. But right now, we're just going to do new arrivals. We just got a new bid on the Eric Burdon autograph. Steve Wild's at 65, and that's one of the original albums by the Animals, signed by Eric Burdon. That's at $65. Now we can do a final call on Wings. Don Alker has that for $45. Let 'Em In's on there. And Silly Love Songs. That's a final call for $45. We have Hailstorm. Now, Monica Harris, if you're watching, I had you on a old waiting list for this because it's been a while. We got like a couple copies in. We sold 3. Monica went on a waiting list, and it's been a long time since I had a restock of this. $49.99 for Hailstorm. That's the 10th anniversary 2 LP. $49.99. $49.99. So I have 3 copies. If Monica's watching, you still need one, let me know. I've left all 3 of them in here, but it's been a while since we've had that. Scott Smith wants one of them. That's sold to Scott Smith, and we have 2 extras. Now, Sinead O'Connor has reissued her catalog, and they have come out officially this Friday. This is the first one. I've only ordered 1 of each. I was going to pull a pre-order up, but it's kind of like I'm pretty sure I can get more of these. But I'm just got 1 ordered, and I've never had a copy of this at all. And this is Sinead O'Connor. But her catalog is being reissued for Friday's releases, and this one is called Universal Mother. I've only got 1 copy, and then what I'm going to do is take a waiting list for these when we get restocked. So I'm kind of doing a live pre-order on Sinead O'Connor. I didn't get around to posting these. Craig even let me know like a month ago, and I have not got around to posting these. But Sinead O'Connor, and that's one that is not too easy to get as an OG. 1994, I don't know if it was even pressed on vinyl. I've never seen it before, but that's $29.99. So Scott Smith got Hailstorm. Hackney Diamonds is $39.99. Mike Massey's going to get this Sinead O'Connor. That's sold to Mike Massey. Eric Smalley is going to get a Rolling Stones, and that's Hackney Diamonds. Hackney Diamonds are $39.99, and that's clear vinyl. So Mike Massey got a Sinead O'Connor. Cynthia Herdron is first on the waiting list, and that's the first Sinead O'Connor album there we've shown tonight. Greg Rogers wants a Hailstorm. Rolling Stones is on clear vinyl. Yes, it is. Clear vinyl. And Fred Carnell wants a Hailstorm. So that's sold to Fred Carnell. And so the only waiting list we have right now is on the Sinead O'Connor. New bids on Eric Burdon. Steve Wild was at 65. Debbie Blair's at 67. But let's go ahead and sell the Wings. Don Alker was the only bidder on that for $45. Wings at the speed of sound. That's sold to Don Alker for $45. Now, Fred Carnell, I believe, asked about that. Who asked about this? It looks like we're going to have a waiting list either way. We sold one right off the bat to Eric Smalley, right? And then we're going to have 1 left. And it looks like Tracy Tallman was right before you, Fred Carnell. So let's give that one to Tracy Tallman, and then let's start a waiting list. If anybody wants a copy of the new Stones album, they're back in stock on the clear vinyl. They're back in stock on the Indie Store exclusive Diamond Clear Vinyl, if anybody wants in on that one. So that is sold officially to Tracy. Fred Carnell on a waiting list. Michelle on the Sinead waiting list. And Cynthia Herdron on the Sinead waiting list. Okay, so that was, this is our first autograph of the night. It's an autographed copy of Animal Tracks by The Animals. We've got several Japanese auctions to accompany our autographs tonight. One of our first ones here is Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. This is extremely nice. And when I say near mint minus and pristine for these Japanese vinyl, that means it is near mint minus and pristine. And if I see anything, I'll let you know. But this is a $35 start, Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. The Japanese pressing of just like the original Simon & Garfunkel Greatest Hits that came out here in the States. There's several different repackaging of these that came out in Japan. This is the one that looks just like the one that came out here in the United States with Obi. That's a $35 start. Okay. Can you get other Hell Store albums? I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure. And Tanner, if you need me to clarify any of those, Tanner says he's good. Okay. So somebody just hopped on and asked about the animals. The actual condition of the vinyl is about VG. The cover's nice, though. The cover is a very solid VG+. The vinyl, I have not even cleaned it. It's about VG. It's a well-played Animals record, but the cover itself is nice. Of course, y'all know these Animals records are usually beat up, but that is JSA authenticated. We've had over 600 autographs authenticated by JSA. We're going to be doing some of the very premium ones tonight. Now, next month, when we get all of our letters of authenticity back, we're going to have another massive, like very high-end auction for those. But when you have an autograph authenticated, sometimes they require a letter and sometimes they don't. Tonight, we got some $500, $700 autographs. They don't require letters of authenticity. Then there's some that do require a letter of authenticity. Either way, they're authenticated, but sometimes JSA requires you to get a notarized, photographed, signed actual letter. Otherwise, you can just get a stamp on it and a card like we're going to be doing on the ones tonight. So the high bid on that, the high bid on the Eric Burden right now is with Debbie Blair at $67. It's been a while since we've had a bid. $67 on that. Okay, next is Eli Tomlinson says, I'll take a Hailstorm if you have more. We don't, but there's a waiting list if you want on that. Eric Smalley, you did get a Rolling Stones. Yes, you actually got one. You got one of those. Okay, Screaming Trees. This is Uncle Anesthesia. Music on vinyl, $39.99. $39.99 for Screaming Trees, Uncle Anesthesia. There was one person waiting on that one. Screaming Trees, and that was Brian Arrigo. Brian, I've already got you a Screaming Trees pulled. Brent Ribley's at $69 on Eric Burden. Mark Fallon's at $70. Jetstream wants that last copy of BBC Sessions by Jimi Hendrix. That's sold to Jetstream, so we got Screaming Trees. And the only Kiss album I have left now in the bin is Unplugged, $44.99. Put Eli on the Hailstorm waiting list. And Elton John and Leon Russell, The Union. That is a gatefold, sealed, 2 LP for just $28.99. $28.99 for Elton John and Leon Russell, The Union. Funkadelic, Maggot Brain, got one copy, $29.99. These are all new and sealed, new arrivals and restocks. Funkadelic is $29.99. And Danger, Danger, $39.99. This is a music on vinyl pressing, $39.99 for Danger, Danger. And Fred Carnell, you was on a waiting list for that. Fred Carnell, you was on a waiting list for that. Danger, Danger. So, Fred, I've already got you one pulled. I've got one extra. Cynthia wants the Elton John and Leon Russell. That's sold to Cynthia. And the high bid now on the Eric Burden autograph is $75 to Brent Ribley. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. Looking for a $35 start. If it doesn't get a bid, I will make it a buy it now. Bill Sammis wants the Funkadelic. That's sold to Bill Sammis. If I sell out of something, y'all let me know if you want on a waiting list. So what I do is sometimes I order a bunch of stuff. Sometimes I order one, and I pretty much do like a live pre-order. If I know I'm going to get more, that way we don't overstock our inventory. We have 1 billion vintage LPs pre-owned, but I wish I could stock 1 billion new LPs. But if you are not already aware, new vinyl's expensive. We already have too much in inventory. Tomorrow I'm going to be discounting some stuff officially when we're doing our 20% off sale. But right now we have so much new vinyl. I have a fortune tied up in new vinyl, and it's in crates and racks and bins. So sometimes I just order one, and then we take live pre-orders, and then I'll stock a couple extras. If it's something limited edition, you'll see me really stock up on it, and we may have it for a week or two. But some of this stuff gets gone very quickly, and then it's gone forever. Eric Burden was at 80 and then 85, and Mark K's at 40 on Simon & Garfunkel. So we have another Dead Kennedys. This one's called Frankenchrist. Dead Kennedys is $28.99. The reason I said another Dead Kennedys is because those that were waiting on Give Me Convenience or Give Me Death, which was Jeff McIntosh and Jerry Stone, I only had 2 copies of that come in, and they back ordered the others, but I've seen where they're already going to ship me more. So Dead Kennedys, Jeff McIntosh and Jerry Stone, your copy of Give Me Convenience or Give Me Death, those did come in, and if anybody wants on a waiting list for that, there will be more next week. This Frankenchrist is $28.99. Parking, there will be no problems with parking tomorrow. We do have a gigantic dumpster parked in the parking lot, but you can pull right in front of that. It's not being used tomorrow. We've been cleaning out the back room, and we've got a dumpster parked out front. But you can also park kind of across the street and parallel park next to Brick Building. But just don't park in front of the body shop because they're open for business tomorrow. Especially don't block their bay door. They don't like that. We're friends with the body shop because they let us use their parking. Now, Saturday you can park at the body shop, but they just don't block the bay door because sometimes they have tow trucks show up and they have to get cars out of there that's being worked on. So, but we have plenty of parking on the front, and of course we own the side of the building too. That's parking. So you can park there on the side of the building and walk up just, it's literally the side of the building. It's just a few steps. So there's plenty of parking. But when it gets really busy during these sales, you can park kind of parallel, or you can park next to the building. But there shouldn't be a parking tomorrow. Now, some sales we've been outside directing traffic trying to get everybody in here. So sometimes it can get really busy. But if you're here early, that should be fine. So. Okay, I'll update our auctions in just a second. There's Dead Kennedys. Let me make sure I hadn't missed any claims. Simon and Garfunkel, give me 1 second. I'll explain what's going on with our auctions. But first, let me show this. Screaming Trees Anthology. SST Years, $39.99. I've never had this before. It's a 2LP Screaming Trees Anthology, the SST Years, 1985 to 1989, and that is $39.99. $39.99. Mike Massey wants one, and I've got one extras. That's a Screaming Trees Anthology. I have one extra after Mike Massey's claim. And you have Bill Withers, Just As I Am. Bill Withers, Just As I Am, $39.99. That's a Music on Vinyl exclusive remaster. Bill Withers, Just As I Am. Brian Arrigo also wants a Screaming Trees. He got the Uncle Anesthesia on the waiting list. He's going to get that one live. That was my only 2 copies. If anybody wants on a waiting list for that, let me know. All right, this is our first autograph of the night. We've got some incredible autographs. There's going to be some battles for some of these tonight. In researching autographs, you may every once in a while find an Eric Burdon signed LP or Eric Burdon this, Eric Burdon that. But it's sometimes very tough to find the exact album that like we have, or that what I'm researching is like I can find maybe some of these autographs, but sometimes it's hard finding the exact album. So they're, in my opinion, one of a kinds. You may find another copy of Animal Tracks, but it's not like these are just available for sale. That's kind of why I'm much interested in collecting them myself. There's been some very unique ones I haven't found comps for. This is one of them. Eric Burdon, a signed copy of Animal Tracks, very big and bold signature on the front. JSA authenticated. Mark Fallon has the high bid on that for $90. Now, Mark K did bid on the Simon & Garfunkel, the Japanese pressing. That's near mint minus. It's complete with the lyric book insert and obi. Mark K has that for $40. That is near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. Now, Screaming Trees, we got one for Mike Massey, one for Brian. Let's put Josh on a waiting list, and let's put Fred on a waiting list. Mike says he already has Screaming Trees, so give it to Joshua. So Mike is actually going to put this back. So Joshua, you get one live, and we'll put Fred Cardinale on a waiting list. Danger, Danger is on black vinyl. We originally got those in on limited numbered colored vinyl. Then they went out of stock, and they discontinued it, and then they pressed it on black vinyl. Danger, Danger is on black vinyl. Also, we have Blind Melon. That is self-titled, featuring their hit song No Rain, an album from the early 90s, which is very difficult to get on vinyl as an OG. Blind Melon, $39.99. One person was waiting on that, Michelle Miller. Michelle Miller, you got the Blind Melon, $39.99. Davey Blair's back in on Eric Burdon at $95, and Simon & Garfunkel's a final call for $40. New release from Thin Lizzy, $49.99. This is Thin Lizzy, Vagabonds of the Western World, 50th Anniversary 2LP Purple Vinyl. 50th Anniversary 2LP Purple Vinyl for Thin Lizzy, Vagabonds of the Western World 2LP. And that is the original album, and then an LP of singles, B-sides, alternative version, and rarities. I look forward to opening up one of those myself. I've already got mine set aside. As y'all know, I'm a Thin Lizzy fan. As of, I guess probably, I've always enjoyed, the boys are back in town, Jailbreak, and then I started listening deep into the discography. Great music with Thin Lizzy, $49.99. Mark Fallon's at $98 on Eric Burdon. Let's go ahead and sell Simon & Garfunkel to Mark K. I try not to say Mark's last name too much because I'm going to butcher it, but we know him as Mark K. He got Simon & Garfunkel for $40. They're still bidding on Eric Burdon. If you're done, just let me know when you're out. And we have a restock that came out from last week, Dangerous Toys on pink vinyl. Dangerous Toys is $29.99, and that one's called The Artist, formerly known as Dangerous Toys. Pink vinyl, $29.99. Whiskey in the Jar, yes. Very good as well. Let me grab another Japanese LP. Actually, you know what? I'm going to mix it up a little. I've got a few MoFi titles that I have severely slashed the price on. Some of those last MoFi titles before we put out another new batch. And here's the first one. Sealed MoFi. This is Hall & Oates H2O. It's sealed. It's unopened. It's numbered 238. Here's what we originally had it marked. I may show that to you, but I have definitely slashed the price for a $40 start. Sealed MoFi, Hall & Oates, Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, MFSL, $40 start on that. Got a few that I'm going to try to get sold. That one's a $40 start. All right, Eric Burden 98, Eric Burden 101, Cynthia Herdren wants Dangerous Toys, and David Eberly's in on H2O at 40. That's Dangerous Toys. Next is the new LA Guns, Cocked and Reloaded. 2LP double splatter vinyl for LA Guns, $44.99. That was actually a pre-order. LA Guns was actually a pre-order, and that was Jeff Johnson, Scott Drum, and Fred Carnell. Jeff Johnson, Scott Drum, and Fred Carnell on the LA Guns, Cocked and Reloaded. That's new and sealed 2LP, $44.99. $44.99. We have 4 copies left of the new Cher Christmas album. This is a new release for tomorrow. Cher Christmas on Ruby Red Vinyl, $29.99. That was a pre-order as well. Cher's Christmas album. Carlene Rollins, Wesley Stover, Lily McCurry, David Howard, Hannah Reeder, Julie Roman, Sherry Darnell, and Stacy Metternich. Stacy Metternich, you have all got one of those pre-ordered already. Those are in, and that is $29.99 for Cher's Christmas album. New release for Friday on Red Vinyl. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Rebecca Barber wanted a blind melon. Did I already pull that? I didn't. Who was on the waiting list? Michelle Miller. So Rebecca Barber gets a blind melon. Mark Fallon was at 98 on Eric Burden. Brent Robley's out. Debbie was at 101. We've already pulled Cynthia's Dangerous Toys. David Eberly bid 40 on Hall & Oates. Chris Frazier bid 45. Jesse, we just sold out a blind melon. Tanner, but I think we had a copy. We ran across a copy the other night, stray in a bin. So I know we have one. Let's put down Jesse Priest. Jesse, it's going to kind of be a waiting list, but I know I have one around here somewhere. I remember the other night we were going through a bin, so I'll put down your name, but I do have one available. Thin Lizzy's not a best of. No, this is a studio album. That's a studio album on purple vinyl, and it has a bonus disc of extras, which is a 50th anniversary. Kiss Unplugged is $44.99. We have Hall & Oates at $50. Cynthia Christopher Morris wants a share. Tracy Tomlin wants a share. Let me make sure I didn't read any of those names twice. I have it. So there's Christopher Morris. There's Tracy Tomlin. Mark Fallon's at 105 on Eric Burden. And Chris Frazier's at 55 on H2O. The Dangerous Toys is called the artist formerly known as Dangerous Toys, $29.99. Okay, here's the other new Sinead O'Connor. Am I Not Your Girl, $29.99. Sinead O'Connor, $29.99. So that's the other new release. Her entire catalog, like I said, or at least 3 of them. I don't know how many full studio albums she released, but 3 of them are being released this Friday for the first time in a long time. New vinyl reissues. So Sinead O'Connor, $29.99. There's that one. Like I said, only 1 copy, and then we'll take other orders. And I actually put this up for pre-order, and no one pre-ordered it after a lot of requests lately. This is the new Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, Dirt on My Diamonds, Volume 1. It's on natural transparent vinyl, and that's $31.99. So I've only got 1 copy because no one pre-ordered. I was like, well, I'll order 1 and we'll see what happens. But that's Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, $31.99. So I'll take claims on that one, and then we'll put you on a waiting list if that's okay. But I think it's just where I posted it in the middle of the night. And I think it's just where I posted it in the middle of the night. Just not a lot of people seen it. Like I told y'all, Facebook algorithms are weird. Every once in a while, it's worth going to the group. Then if you click on my name, that's like my profile inside of the group. And then if you scroll throughout my name in the group, you'll see all the stuff I've shared, posted, but especially all the pre-orders. And then just try to remember the last one you've seen. And that's about the best way to do it now, because the stuff I used to pin at the top, it's really messed up now. They've kind of updated Facebook, and the whole pin thing don't really work anymore. So that's very unfortunate. But the best way is just to click on my name, and then you can see what I've posted recently in the group. All right, so Hall & Oates was at 60. We had Debbie Blair at 110 on that. Mike Massey's going to get that Sinead O'Connor. That's sold to Mike Massey. We have Michael Nath getting the Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, and then we'll start a waiting list for that. Kenny Heathcock, you were second. Paul Brothers wants to share if he wasn't on a pre-order. Paul, you wasn't on the share. I've got 1 copy of Share left now, her new Christmas album, and that is on red vinyl. So Kenny Heathcock on Kenny Wayne Shepherd waiting list. So is Jetstream. How to get a hold of you on the 3rd of December to buy the Unplugged album? How do you get a hold? So I don't really know if I understand your question. We have Bill Samus on LA Guns. That's sold to Bill Samus, and Stephen Tuttle also on the Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Mark Fallon's at 115 on Eric Burden. And we have, I think we're caught up now. So if anybody else wants on that Kenny Wayne Shepherd waiting list, let me know. They're still bidding on Eric Burden. and we just had our first out on Hall & Oates. The high bid on the sealed Hall & Oates MoFi is with David Eberly at $60. David Eberly has that for $60. That's now a final call. That's now a final call. And Eric Burden's at $117. Continuing with new vinyl, we've got 2 new copies of the new Rainbow Boston 1981. That's some interesting looking splatter vinyl. That is on green and red splatter vinyl, Rainbow Boston 1981. We have 2 copies of that, 2 LP black vinyl, $44.99. The new Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band is $31.99. $31.99 for the new Rainbow Boston 1981. Tony Shore wants one. That is so to Tony Shore. And if anybody else, it's $44.99. It also looks like there's a book in there. I can see inside the very thick spine on the gatefold, there's a book, 2 LP splatter vinyl, Live Rainbow, $44.99. I've got 1 extra. Now, for the biggest release I've had in a while, probably definitely all this month and possibly last month, Ozzy, Bark at the Moon. I'm holding in my hand for the first time ever, this thing has been reissued, except for the Ozzy box set. Now, when I say reissued, I mean far as a new LP. I mean, it was reissued in the 80s after the original. But I'm talking about recently, in the 2010s. It's been a long time, and especially the 2020s, Ozzy, Bark at the Moon. That's a Record Store Day essential. Comes out Friday on blue vinyl with poster. Now, we have a heck of a pre-order. I mean, I'm going to have to take a deep breath to knock out all these names. But there's 1 page, 2 pages, and there's a lot. 2.5 pages of names. These are just blanks, Tanner. I don't know what happened there.
What did Tony Shore want?
Tony Shore got Rainbow. That should have already been. No, I didn't pull it, did I? I put it back in here. That is so to Tony Shore. Next is Fred Carnell wants a Rainbow. So, before I tag any names, let me read off the pre-order. And when I'm doing that, if you hear your name and you've already claimed one, then say cancel mine because I was on the pre-order. That way we don't give you 2. Otherwise, we're going to bill you for 1. There's going to be 2 on your invoice, and we got to take it off, fix your invoice, etc. So, let me update our auctions right quick. I may even put up a new one first. This is at $117 with Debbie Blair. Mark Fallon asked Debbie, if you really want Burden. Do you really want Burden? I think is what he asked her. Debbie was at $117. That's going once, going twice. Let's go ahead and sell the Hall & Oates. Ozzy is $20. How much is Ozzy? I didn't price them. They're $34.99. We didn't price them because we had so many of them. $34.99, I believe. $34.99. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and sell this MoFi to David Eberly for $60, and I'm going to put up another one, and it's going to be another Hall & Oates. I've got another Hall & Oates MoFi, and this one is going to be a $65 start. This is Private Eyes. Private Eyes. And originally, Paul had on the back, hard to find sealed, which when I was looking these back up, that's true. There's not a lot of sealed copies available, and if they are, they're not cheap. $65 start, Hall & Oates, Private Eyes, sealed MoFi copy, numbered 586, sealed MoFi. That's a $65 start. Okay, now we had Rainbow, and then here's the pre-order for Ozzy, Bark at the Moon. The pre-order for Ozzy on Bark at the Moon. John Miller, Chris Frazier, Tim Luddy, Shane Berry, Bobby Mercer, Joe Willinger, Chris Crowley, Chris Legrero, Joe Frias, Dwayne Sevilla, Sherry Darnell, Todd Pratt, Richard Davis, Scotty Hypes, Rich Recor, Jamie Butler, Clay Moore, Brian Jones, Brian Priester, Darren Wortman, Rob Scheffler, Scott Corcoran, Autumn Betts, James Rayner, Kelly Cook, Rob Ban, Tony Jackson, Alan Case, Kevin Jordan got 2, William Murray got 2, Stephanie Wildwoman, Terry Watts, Devin Reese, Scott Margeheim, Jerry Stone, Scott Fish, Jimmy Clark, Sean McNeil, Steve Howell, Scott Drum, Joe Valente, David Pokey, Greg Preston, Felix Quintanilla, Cynthia Herdren, Bo Wagenlander, Bob Reiger, Christopher Morris, Andre Arborizia, Shane Devers got 2 of them, Derek Mandachek, Jeff McIntosh, Paul Brothers, Jeannie Pinnell, John Smetzer, Wesley Stover, Lily McCurry, Scott Beebe, Greg Rogers, Arthur Maldondo, Ron Duffield, R.J. Myers, Edward Star Wars, Mike Bolton, John Mitzmore got 2, Mark Kirker, Kenny Case Jr., Debbie Blair, Misty Wares, David Schroeder, Joe Gabriel, Andy Wade, Brett Mylin, R. Wayne Heat, Todd Tipton, Andrian Varal, that's definitely a new buyer, Mr. J.K., Jod Ronco Curvoco, and Hiram Ortega, and John Sheehan. Whew, that's a lot of names. So, first, Greg Scott said he'll take one. These are $34.99, blue vinyl, 40th anniversary, first time it's been reissued. Also includes a poster. There's one for Greg Scott. David Eberly also wants one. We have Mark K. wants an Aussie. Sean's, they were $34.99. Eric Smalley wants one. Craig Ruth is at $65 on Hall & Oates. Also, we have G.C. Colleton. He was one of the first commenters. G.C. Colleton got one. Kyle Gregory wants one. And Chuck Kepich wants one. And Steve Wright says, I thought I was on the pre-order. Yeah, I did not have your name on the post unless you misheard me there. Sean Holford said he also had one. That was everybody I keyed in unless I missed somebody. And I individually counted them. And then I went through and double-checked my spreadsheet. And that's everybody I had on the pre-order. Unless this thing misprinted and I'm missing a whole sheet or something. But if I didn't read your name, because it did misprint something, it misprinted somehow over there. We might want to check that, Tanner. But I think I've read off everybody. Tony Shore wants one. Rebecca Barber wants one. And Steve Wright, I'll go ahead and give you one now. Okay, so update on our auction. Mark Fallon, I'm assuming you're done on Eric Burden. This is a final call to Debbie Blair. That's our first autograph of the night. This has been up for 48 minutes. At this pace, that's why I only have about 40 ready for tonight, because I feel like we're going to be bidding on them for a long time. That is at 117 with Debbie. That's a final call. We have the Hall & Oates. This got a bid for $65 of Craig Ruth, and that's going twice, going 3 times. Craig Ruth has that for $65. The last Aussie I pulled was Steve Wright. James Lugwood gets one, and Stephen Total gets one. Now, let me do some math, because they didn't ship my whole order. I didn't ship my whole order, or they didn't ship my whole order. That's all I have on hand. Unless there's more in those Aussie or in those dolly crates, Tanner, unless there's more in these dolly crates, the rest haven't come in yet, but we're definitely getting them. These 2 crates over here. Let me check all these dolly crates. By the way, this dolly is like a box set. Let me show it to y'all, because these are already sold out. We actually don't have any extras right now on hand to sell, but I'm getting more. So I went ahead and locked in. Let's see, Aussie dolly. Yeah, so they must have not shipped all the boxes, or there's another one back there that didn't get opened. So, and we have 3 entire boxes over here of Funkos to go through at some point. So there's a ton of new stuff tonight. We hadn't even got to our first crate of vintage. So Aussie, if you want one, that was like I'm missing about 30 copies. So I originally ordered enough to have like 30 or 40 extras. And we just sold several right then. I've got more on the way. So I'm going to take down these names, and those should be here tomorrow. If not, I'll be shocked if the rest of those aren't here. It's not like they're back ordered and it doesn't know if I'm not going to get them. We're definitely getting them. I just didn't get the rest, because I know that wasn't 150 copies over there, because the way I counted them. So if you want one, please let me know. So Tanner, the last one I handed out was to Steve Wright, I believe. So Stephen Total got the last one. So here's the waiting list. George Ellis. Mark Fallon bid 118 on Eric Burden. Kevin Crowell bid 70 on Hall & Oates. Also, we have Debbie Blair at 120 on Eric Burden. Marnie Wilder wants an Aussie Bark at the Moon. And we have 3 right there. Okay, so there's 3 people on the Aussie waiting list. That was George Ellis, Marnie Wilder, and who was the third one then? George Ellis, and I must have missed somebody. I thought I said 3 right then. But we now have a waiting list for Aussie. Okay. Let's see here. Mark Fallon's out on Eric Burden, the Animals. Mark Fallon's out. Debbie Blair has this for $120. Final call. Stacy Metternich, autographed Eric Burden, the Animals, JSA authenticated. It's the Animal Tracks album, $120, final call. New bid on Hall & Oates at 70 with Kevin Crowell. And that means Craig Ruth, you've been outbid. Let me know if you want back in. Okay, let me recap this bin, and then when I'm done, I'll do the dolly, because that's going to take some time too. But first, we got 3 copies of Kiss Unplugged. If anybody new is watching, here's how things work. Tonight, we're going to be auctioning 2 records at the same time all night, from now until 11, possibly midnight or later. 2 auctions all night. These are buy it nows. They're first come, first serve. If you're a first-time buyer, we do $7 in limited shipping. We do this every night from 7 to 11, sometimes 7 to midnight. The invoicing cycle starts on Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. As much as you want to buy for $7 in limited shipping. That's if you buy 1 LP or if you buy 30 LPs. We ship them for $7. We have a very professional shipping crew here on on staff. They do a great job. They pack up orders every single day professionally. This is sold to Mark K. I've got 2 copies left. We have 0 BBC sessions left. We got 1 copy, though, of Screaming Trees, Uncle Anesthesia, Mark Lanigan, and Screaming Trees, $39.99. This is The Dead Kennedys, Franken Christ, 1 copy left for $28.99. Tracy Tomlin Wants the Kiss, that's sold to Tracy Tomlin. And we have Bill Withers, Just As I Am, a classic, music on vinyl remastered, $39.99. Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone, Grandma's Hands, Sweet Wynomi. That's music on vinyl. They do a very good job. And also Danger, Danger, 1 copy left, $39.99. Yes, let's go ahead and end these auctions so I can put up some new ones. First, this is sold to Debbie Blair for $120, Eric Bird and the Animals, and Hall & Oates, Kevin Crowell gets that for $70. It's time for 2 new auctions. But let me go ahead and wrap up this crate. We have 2 Thin Lizzies left. That is Vagabonds of the Western World. That's a new 2LP purple vinyl, $49.99. Also, Dangerous Toys is $29.99. That's on pink vinyl. And Cher, 1 copy left of the new Christmas album on red vinyl. Scott, the best way I would say to do that, I kind of understand what you're talking about now. Just tune in that week and tell us you want one. Otherwise, that's the only way we really can do that. So, okay, and now here's the new Dolly album. So I have more on the way. The original pre-order I posted, it just kept getting comments, and then when I did a count the other night, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even have enough. I went ahead and ordered more, and luckily, I'm getting them. So right now, we have, what did I wrote down, Tanner? $82, $82, and we have, I think let me make sure I've done this right, 82. I think I've got 3 extras right now. On Dolly Rockstar. Dolly Rockstar it's a box set. It's a 3 LP. 4 LP. Wow, 4 LP. 30 songs. 4 LPs on Deep Purple. 4 LP Deep Purple set includes 9 originals and 21 iconic rock anthems. And I don't have the price. How much was those? Look that up in the group right quick. Dolly. But everybody, let me read the pre-order I have. Everybody got one. And I have extras on the way. So I definitely wanted to have extras of those, and I hope this was the $64.99. Let me figure out where this starts, and I think that's for Ozzy. I need to make sure I'm not. That's the front and back. I guess it's Susan Bell. If you can check on the spreadsheet and see if Susan Bell's the last name. Let me go ahead and put up the next auctions. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Does Danger Danger, Allman Brothers, Dolly Rockstar, and that is, yes, Dolly's going to be in Neyland on, what's that? What are you looking for?
It was right here.
My laptop? It's playing football. Laptop's playing football. Thanks a lot, Seth. Oh, my gosh. Okay, somebody requested the Allman Brothers autograph. Should we already go crazy this early in the sale? It is already 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and put up one of the most incredible autographs that I've seen so far in this collection. Let's go ahead and do this right now. Let me take a deep breath. This is incredible. This is the Allman Brothers Band.
Who's your name on Dolly?
Susan Bell.
That's not the last one. The follow sheet, Jerry Wallace, Joe Hawkins.
Okay, I don't think that printed.
Check on the back.
No, it looks like there was something, the printer, okay, I got it here. Yeah, I got it here. So.
Yeah, that's the very end of the Dolly list.
That's the end of the Dolly list. So there's page 1. There's the back side, and there's the others. Okay, I got Dolly figured out. So this is the Allman Brothers. I'll go ahead and let you know it's a $375 start. This is autographed by Greg Allman. And Dickie Betts. Now, what makes it even more incredible, it's a super clean original OG pressing on the pink Capricorn labels. $375 start. It's autographed by Greg Allman and Dickie Betts. It's the OG pressing. Super clean vinyl. I mean, we just auctioned off a copy of this in shrink wrap the other night with a hype sticker for, I think, $140 by itself. This is an original copy, and it is signed by Greg Allman and Dickie Betts. It's JSA authenticated, both signatures. That's a $375 start. It's autographed here by Greg Allman and Dickie Betts. That's a $375 start. Now, this is one I've been showing for a long time. I was like, man, what an incredible, first being signed by Greg and Dickie. And it's the OG pressing signed on the front. Pretty cool. Dolly. Now let me wrap up what we were doing here. There's the JSA authentication card for it. Greg Rogers is in. Okay, so claim live. Kevin Jordan wants a Dolly Rockstar. Also, Mark K wants a Dolly, and Thomas Bowman, Chris Kirkley. And if anybody else wants one, let me know. We got 4 people there. Let me read off the waiting list. Let me put up a new auction, or let me read off the pre-order so everybody knows who was on that. Some people may not even remember pre-ordering, so let me refresh some memories. And let me go ahead and put up another Japanese auction. This is Duran Duran 7 and the Ragged Tiger, $35 start. Duran Duran 7 and the Ragged Tiger. This has the original insert with it. 7 and the Ragged Tiger, Japanese pressing, near mint minus and pristine with Obi. Duran Duran is a $35 start. Here's the pre-order for Dolly. Bill Walton, Alyssa Smith, Misty Wires, Linda Lamb, Brent Alverson, Tony Alejandro, Tracy McFadden, Lisa Davidson, Chad Fleener, Kelly McDonald, Marco Villavenicio, Edward Beck, David Taylor, Brandon Sanders, Ken Crooker, Tony Murphy, Michael Potts, Grant Peltzer, Logan Gunter, David Johnson, Hannah Reeder, Jeff McIntosh, Andrew Sansbarino, David Sweevil, Sherry Darnell, Preston Denny, Dwayne Sevilla, Chris Kingsley, Christy Duke, Andy Wade, Amy Hutchins, Chris Gleason, Chad Regal, Veronica Anderson, Greg Rogers, Stacy Metters, Jennifer Woodard, Walt Cruz. Walt Cruz got 2 of them. Joe Sandigo, Todd Tipton, More or Less, Jerry Stone, Rick Perrine, Leslie Holt, Debbie Blair, Andrea Copeland, Ron Stoltz, Wah Jaw, Allison Miller, Vicki Allison, Jackie Reynolds, Matt Hamilton, Chad House, Rhonda Drawer, Anthony Shamorty, George Buchanan, Lily McCurry, Stacey Brown, Jamie Sperlin, Paul Freeman, Erica Fisher, Angela Leckington, Francis Drennan, Tony Vito, Narissa Dawn, R.J. Myers, Paul Brothers, Dan Triaga, Jeannie Potts got 2 of them, Jimmy Ball, Jesse Hood, Alice Lowry, Jimmy Clark, Bill Fratsky, Susan Bell, and Jerry Wallace, Rebecca Barber, Nikki Cox, John Nazarko, and Joe Hawkins Jr. That is the new Dolly, and that is $84.99. And Christopher Morris also wants on that list. I actually don't have any extras to show, so I'll put that back over with all the other ones, and I'll show it later again tonight. So all the ones we have on hand are already sold. Almond Brothers is at 400. Now it's at 410 with Greg Rogers. And did we bring up the new crates of vintage? Okay, new crates of vintage. How about we go ahead and bring those up? And
all of these are waiting lists?
Yeah, there's more being delivered tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, so Tanner or Seth or somebody's going to go very quickly get our next crate of vintage stuff. How about I go ahead and go through the next crate of new vinyl. Let's go ahead and go through the next crate of new vinyl. Let's go ahead and do that. I've said go ahead 10 times now. The reason I'm talking so fast because it's been a long time since I've had one of these right here. Look what I'm drinking. I had to bring it out for autograph and new vinyl night. Monster Rehab. Whew. I've had 2 of them in the last 2 hours, so this may make number 3, but I won't admit that publicly. It takes a lot of Monster and a lot of oxygen to read off these names. Holy cow. Okay, Almond Brothers is at $410. We have Greg Almond and Dickie Betts signed Almond Brothers on the original pink Capricorn. It's signed there by Greg Almond. And it's signed here by Dickie Betts. Greg Almond, Dickie Betts. JSA authenticated. OG pressing. It's signed in ballpoint pen. Let's go ahead and go through some more new releases. Man, I can't believe we didn't pre-sell more of these. I bet we may sell out live. The Colt Electric. First time this has been reissued in a long time as well. The Colt Electric. It is only $36.99. It's on blue vinyl. It's part of the Colt's reissue of all their classic albums. This is their third 1987. Their 1987 third album includes Wildflower, Lil Devil, and Love Removal Machine pressed on blue vinyl. The Colt Electric. $36.99 blue vinyl. Todd Tipton, Tracy Tallman, Andre Arboriza got that. Kyle Gregory, Kelly Cook, Fred Carnell, Kelly Gabney, Jeffrey Walker, Ryan Kirkland, Katie Gomez, Joe Maynard, John Minsmore, Scott Beebe, and Cynthia Herdren. That is the Colt Electric, $36.99, and that is a gatefold blue vinyl. That's what we have left of them right there. I've got like 4 nice copies, and then I have some with some light seam splits. So if you're not okay, I've got 4 copies to sell, then I have some with some light seam splits. If you're not okay with a light seam split, you might want to let me know. But the first 4 are going to get the nice ones we have, and that's Rebecca Barber and Kevin Jordan. New bid on the Almond Brothers. Jeff McMaster has that for $420. We are almost in air horn territory. Also, final call to get a bid on a Duran Duran for $35. We have Jimi Hendrix Experience. I actually got more of these in. I got 3 more in, and these, fortunately, aren't damaged. But you know what? These aren't numbered. Okay, I was about to say, that's why they're different. These aren't numbered. So I've got more copies of the new Hollywood Bowl, but look, they're not numbered. I told y'all those would disappear.